So I'm gonna do a little quick Legend of Korra rewrite for season 2. Because I know for a fact I can do a better job writing wise. And don't worry, Korra fans, I'm still gonna remain true to like how each character personality actually is. If y'all haven't seen my rewrites before, I have it on my channel's page. So basically the intro for Legend of Korra will play like usual. And in the very beginning, you will see Mako and Korra literally sitting next to each other right after the whole Amon situation that happened in season 1. And they are literally spending time with each other reflecting on what happened in season 1 and what are the steps needed to take to move forward, while at the same time heading right back to the South Pole where Korra's home is to attend the festival. All that will remain the same, except for the particular words Korra used in the conversation that she had with Mako, where she learned and understand from her past experience in season 1, and doesn't say something like this.
All I do is train all day. It's like Tenzin's totally forgotten how I beat Amon.
What? But instead of her saying that she beat Amon, she would acknowledge that the situation that she dealt with in season 1 was too much and a lot for her to handle and understands Tenzin's point of view. But instead, Korra would say something like this because she's able to reflect off of what happened in season 1. I do understand I may have been way over my head in regards to tackling the equalist situation, but that doesn't mean that Tenzin should lock me away and I should be right back at square one training day in and day out as if I'm right back at the compound and the South Pole. Otherwise, I would have never left and went on to Republic City. I want to be able to see the world and everything that it has to offer, and also have a better understanding on what I am supposed to do as an avatar. Because it cannot be just training all day in one location when I am supposed to be the beam, the light for the entire world when I'm training all day in one location. Plus, I think traveling more and actually interacting with multiple different people can help me understand the people that I want to help so badly and also be able to relate to them. Because you saw how the way I went against Amon, more people was on his side than the Avatar in their own government. As the Avatar, I don't want people to fear me. I want them to know that I'm here to help. And of course, after hearing that, Mako will go on to tell Korra this. I mean, I do understand completely what it means to have like people to look at you in a certain light. That's how some people looked at me and Bolin after we lost our parents and we was street kids. And we ended up getting mixed up with some shady people before we even thought about pro bending. But since you genuinely feel that strong about it, how come you just don't let Tenzin know? I'm pretty sure he's willing to listen, especially in regards to how to guide you into being the better avatar that you want to be. I mean, his job is to like assist the avatar, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about that because I'm pretty sure he's just as shaken up as the rest of us because I mean, his family was in jeopardy of losing their airbending culture and their airbending ability due to Amon. So I can see why he could possibly be on edge. On top of that, I lost my bending while on his watch, so him being more strict really isn't a surprise to me. So I think talking it out with Tenzin probably would be the best thing. And of course, after that conversation that they have, they joke, talk to each other. They even make jokes about pro bending and how Korra thinks she's better than Mako at pro bending, and Mako tends to joke with her and say, "Well, you're the Avatar. Of course, you're gonna be better." And then they act all lovey-dovey. They kiss. The camera pans out, and then they arrive at their destination in the Southern War Tribe. And then when the boat arrive, that's when we see, Tenzin, Boomy, and Kaya basically talking with each other, catching up, and all that stuff and basically teasing Tenzin like they usually do. And then that's when we get to see Katara and they all chatting it up and it's all good time. And then we see Tom Rock walk up, aka Korra's dad, to greet Korra. And we see Tom Rock basically giving the tour to Mako Bolin on everything that's going on in the festival. But then again, that's when Unalaq arrives, and basically the similar things happen, where he's basically buttering up Korra, saying how great she is as an avatar, and there are plenty of things that he is willing to teach her. Plenty of things that he goes on to mention, saying that are being hidden from her and that people's lives are in jeopardy.
It's fun.
This festival used to be a solemn time of fasting and meditation. Now,
And in that instance, Korra's face will look annoyed because she literally just said that this festival is fun, and Unalaq starts to crap on it, saying that you have to be an idiot to enjoy it. Which we all know Korra do not like when people make fun of something that she genuinely likes.
Spirits are attacking ships?
I'm surprised the Avatar doesn't know about that. Apparently,
With being brought new information like that, which Korra has never seen before or heard about, it does make her question on if it's true or not.
instruct you in the spiritual ways of the Water Tribe.
I wouldn't mind learning about fighting spirits.
But instead of Korra falling for that bait, she would simply say, I don't know. I would have to ask Tenzin and Tomrock because they have been looking out for my well-being ever since I was a kid. And on top of that, I don't want to rush into another situation that I'm not fully equipped or prepared for, like I did with Amon. And then after saying that, this will happen.
Tenzin is Korra's instructor.
And then they would continue with their walk with Korra only saying that. And at the festival, everything goes pretty much exactly the same, where Unalaq would give this speech. Well, I mean, this toast.
But I am saddened to see what it has become. A cheap carnival that celebrates greedy.
Whoa! Insane.
When the North can no longer stand idly by, while our Southern brothers slip into total spiritual decay.
Instead of Korra falling for the bait that Unalaq set again, where he tries to compliment her again and is eagerly trying to be her teacher, she will pick up on the signs of him being extremely disrespectful and literally undermining her father's authority. And in that moment, this will happen while Unalaq is talking to Korra, trying to eagerly be her teacher.
Fill your destiny.
I thought I had made it clear that Tenzin is teaching her.
And in that moment, Korra will look very suspicious at Unalaq because this is the second time that her father had put his foot down to protect her. And plus, this isn't the first time she dealt with a waterbender that was a wolf in sheep clothing. So she would definitely be suspicious of Unalaq. So with afterwards and Korra looking at Unalaq kind of sideways because of how Unalaq publicly disrespected her father in front of everybody, including her teacher and avatar guide that she is currently living with, she would literally close herself off and not say a thing to Unalaq literally for the rest of the night at dinner. And then, fast forward a little bit, that's when everybody go into their respective cabins and take a rest, causing Unalaq to come up with a different plan in order to try to convince Korra to join his side and allow him to teach her, causing Unalaq to have a spirit running rampant throughout the southern War Tribe village. And he would let it rampage for a little bit, gaining the attention of Korra, Tenzin, and Tonraq. And as they fight that spirit for a while, that's when Unalaq will come in and save the day, using his very unique bending style in order to calm the spirit down. And then he lets Korra know that if you study under me, you'll be able to handle spirits like this, and also be able to handle situations like this that clearly people like your father and your so-called avatar god ain't able to handle. And after Unalaq says that, instead of this happening,
Hey, I'm right here. Anyone want to ask me what I think?
She's making that choice.
Please listen.
I'm tired of listening to you. Both of you.
instead Korra will look at Unalaq in this moment and say, I'm tired of you blatantly disrespecting my father and my avatar guide, who has both saved my life multiple times. You only saved the village one time. And that's after you ironically mentioned a problem with the spirits, and then a spirit ironically popped up at the festival. I need time to think and actually have a conversation with my father and avatar god. And at that point in time, the camera will pan over to Korra, Tonraq, and Tenzin, all inside of a war tribe hut to have a conversation about what just happened. And that's when Tenzin will ask Tonraq, has a spirit ever attacked you guys here in the Southern War Tribe directly? And then that's when Tonraq would say, not that I know of. This is the first instance where that situation has happened this close to us. And while they're having that meeting with each other, that's when Korra managed to bring up that something doesn't seem right about this entire Unalaq situation in regards to the spirits. Because it seemed very similar to how Tarlok was and how he was manipulating the government to solve an issue that he had a completely different ulterior motive behind. And also, like Tarlok, tried to get to me, which makes this whole situation kind of weird. And then that's when Tenzin would say, we have to make sure that we keep a watchful eye over Unalaq while he's still here at the festival, to make sure a situation like the Equalists having surprise ambushes on Korra doesn't happen again. Because it's very clear that he's a very powerful and extremely knowledgeable bender. Who knows what else he could possibly be thinking in this moment. And then that's when Tomart will agree and say, I'll make sure I keep a watchful eye over Korra because that's his daughter. And then that's when Korra will say, I'll make sure I'll let Mako and Bolin know as well to make sure they keep their eyes peeled in regards to my cousins, because they could also be powerful benders as well and have the same ulterior motive as Unalaq. And with everything turning out the way that it did, it will cause Unalaq to have to change his tactics completely in order to convince or lure Korra away from Tonraq and Tenzin in order to start and get his plan into motion. And also at the same time, Korra would be asking Tonraq multiple questions about the multiple sightings of spirits that Unalaq alleged to. And then Korra will go on to ask Tonraq to tell her everything that he knows in regards to the spirits, their culture, and everything that she missed. Because it's vital information that she missed growing up. And knowing Tonraq, he will do anything to help his daughter, so he will do the best he can and have all the best people in the village that know the most about their culture come over and tell Korra what they know. In the meantime, Mako and Bolin are also helping and being supportive in order to find information and knowledge to help Korra out, as they both stay by her side and support her through this, while also keeping an eye on Unalaq and his twin children.
Hello, Zuko here.
And if you like that video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And also let me know what you think the next video should be based off of. Because like I say at the end of all my videos, I read every comment and I make sure that y'all are heard. Because I'm trying to get to 50K by the end of the year, I would love to have your support and hear more about your ideas. I hope you're able to apply these words in your everyday life. And Lily, thanks for watching. Oh, and a reminder, drink water.
Perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness and love.